Muted. Hey guys, welcome to Morning Mayhem. We're going to join the Karen Reed motions a little early because they just hit us live. So we're going to go to the stage.
Mr. Brennan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Jackson from Ms. Reed.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Little, also on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Good morning, Ms. Little.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert.
Good morning, blessed
Behalf of Ms.
Shay.
Reed.
Mr.
We're going
Leslie.
to list some Karen Reed stuff this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Yannetti. Good morning, Ms. Reed. All right. So last week, upon hearing of a previously undisclosed relationship, perhaps, between defense counsel and the ARCA witnesses.
If you're just joining us, we're just going to monitor the Karen Reed motions this morning. And then I got some stories and some other things and some Tommy updates. And Tommy's okay. I'll tell you guys all about it in a minute.
Regarding an engagement letter and a promise of retainer on March 20th and 22nd of last year, roughly 2 months before the ARCA witnesses testified. There is another email that was 2 days before the trial and 2 days or after the voir dire, 2 days before the trial with a list of cases. The Sunday before the witness testified, there's a proposed script of questions and answers and suggestions. And after the trial, there is an invoice or a bill, not just for reimbursement of travel and expenses, but for trial prep. Clearly, the ARCA witnesses were expecting to get paid. So the Commonwealth, I suspended for 3 reasons. The Commonwealth raised questions of candor with counsel in the court regarding the Rule 14 obligations. And frankly, I didn't think it was fair to have defense counsel stand up and have to answer to that without the opportunity to reflect, to talk to each other, to look at transcripts, to consult with people, and that it made sense to give you some time to do all of that, because what the Commonwealth raised does raise serious issues, not just the rights of counsel, but Ms. Reed's right to a fair trial and all that that entails. So it made sense to me to suspend first and foremost for that reason, so counsel can be prepared to make any comments if you choose to. Second reason is what the Commonwealth told us is inconsistent with my memory. So I wanted to make sure that my memory was right. So in a way to do that, I went back and reviewed the transcripts again. I started with the June 10th transcript of the discussion with Mr. Yannetti, where I raised my skepticism about defense counsel in a murder case calling not 1, but potentially 3 witnesses that you never talked to. I looked back at the June 18th voir dire hearing, the June 24th trial testimony of the ARCA witnesses, and the June 25th closing arguments of counsel. So after reviewing that, and my memory was pretty good about that, but what concerned me most is the memory that I had of a discussion here at Sidebar on February 6th, so 3 weeks ago, not last June, outside the hearing of everybody in this courtroom. And at the time, I was operating under the assumption that counsel was unable to provide the Rule 14 discovery because of a federal protective order. And the discussion at Sidebar clearly revealed that, and counsel did nothing to disabuse me of that. So I asked the trial court to expedite a hearing, a transcript of that hearing. Mr. McDermott's going to mark it as evidence. And at that point, Mr. Jackson, when you didn't answer me at first, but when you did, you said, I can tell you this. The Commonwealth is saying, pursuant to Rule 14, and you know, exclusion and preclusion of a witness is a punitive sanction for Rule 14 violations. Ms. Reed has not violated anything. Why should she be penalized when the Commonwealth has the exact same batch of information that we have about these witnesses? So I don't have any more information. I don't have any additional discovery. I didn't hire them. I didn't ask them to engage in additional protocols. So I've got nothing else to give Mr. Brennan. He's got the same information I got, and he got it at the same time. So that was concerning to me. Jim, do you have a copy of that there that you can? And I made sure, so the transcript is of the entire hearing because I don't want anyone to think anything's out of context. So we will mark that as an exhibit. And the third reason I paused is because, frankly, I needed time to reflect. I don't know what may flow from this. Obviously, I have to make findings, whatever they may be. But I wanted to explain why we recessed. I sent that one-page notification out last week about what we would be discussing. So I will hear from defense counsel if you want me to hear from you. If you don't want to say anything, that's fine too. But if you want to be heard, I will hear from defense counsel.
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity.
Hey guys, good morning. This is the Morning Mayhem show. We're just kind of monitoring the Karen Reed trial. She put the trial on pause so she could review some motions, and I think she was thinking about maybe doing a mistrial. I was so busy with the show last week and it being new, I kind of have lost where I'm at with the Karen Reed trial. So I wish I could tell you guys exactly what's going on. It might be self-explanatory. I'm understanding it a little bit more now. Just that they're just fighting over letting witness testimony to stand because they're saying that they didn't have access to the witness or their transcripts or their testimony. And so now they're just making all that available. But I don't have an opinion on who is right or who is wrong because I don't know. I didn't see that hearing. So I apologize for that. In the future, I will be on top of all of this with me and Tommy. Tommy won't be here today. He's possibly taking a few days off. There is hold on, let me read the text. There's a ton of reasons why Tommy's not here right now. Mostly personal, but nothing bad, you guys. Everything's okay. He's physically okay. I think he just needs to take a break. Just take a breather. But I guess there is one of our viewers named Ernie Horn. And like, I guess I don't know what's happened with Ernie Horn, but I guess whatever happened with that person is like part of it. So I don't know if that is here in the use the defense of colluding with the federal witnesses. Got you. Thanks, Robin Bliss. I appreciate you. So yeah, whoever Ernie Horn is, I could care less. Like I don't know what creators' policies are on like blocking people or putting them on pause or doing whatever. But if you're affecting my bro like that and they come in the chat, if the wrenches don't want to ban and just he can beat feet, then I'll do it. I don't mind doing it myself. So, and I don't even know the situation, but if it's affecting him enough to tell me like that's part of the problem, then that dude can bounce. I don't care. I could care less. And if they want to send me an email and like tell me what's going on, they can do that too. But I might read it. I might not read it. I don't know. There's my bro's mental health and stability and everything is more important to me than somebody that's affecting him that way. You got it? All right, let's get back to this hearing. I got some other stories we're going to cover. We're probably going to be on long today, maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, shoot, maybe 5 hours. I don't know. But yeah, so let's get this going. And I want to talk to you guys about my wife. I don't know how I ended up way back there. Oh, is this over? Oh, what am I doing? Hold on.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Little, also on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Good morning, Ms. Little.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Alessi on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Mr. Alessi.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Iannetti for Karen Reed.
Good morning, Mr. Iannetti. Good morning, Ms. Reed. All right, so last week, upon hearing of a
already did
previously
this.
undisclosed relationship perhaps between defense counsel and the ARCA witnesses, I took a recess here. We suspended
Hold on.
to make findings, whatever they.
Oh, I guess that's it. I thought we were going to hear some argument. Wah, wah, wah. Well, good for us. Now we get to talk. Hey, guys. Let's do a quick little roll call, see who's on the chat. After the bars, good to see you. After the bars twice, good to see you after the bars. Lots to talk about, folks. That's what After the Bar says. Blessed to Crochet, hey, Blessed. I need to figure out a short name for you. But hello, Sherry. Good morning, Sherry. Thanks for coming in. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a while. It was just one day, right? Or 2 days. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Judy Lee. Good morning, Chrissy from Maui. Mahalo. I love Maui. The first time I ever went scuba diving was in Maui. My uncle owned a dive and surf shop there. That's a true story. Yep, my uncle Raymond. He owned a dive and surf shop there called American Dive and Surf. I don't know if it's still there. I know he's not around to run it. I don't know if he sold it or if he kept it. And then, growing up, I've had lots of town and country boards, some that were shaped there. What other connection do I have to Maui? I don't know. That's just it. But that was the 70s. That was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. I've had 10 lives since then. But thanks for coming in from Maui. Good morning. Good morning, Aloise. I don't think I ever got it straight if it was Aloise. It's Aloise. It's Aloise. Sorry for destroying it. I don't know why. I just can't. Even if I know what the pronunciation is, but when I see the spelling, it still stops me in my tracks. As much as my crooked hat. Auntie Monkey Pants, good morning. How are you today? Ghost Rider 611, good morning. Jane Aldrich, good morning, Jane. It's good to see you. Rosanna Dana. I just watched some Gilda Radner stuff this morning that was really good. She had another character on there named Emily something, but she would do like newscast. She'd be all like in an uproar about something, and then the other guy would be like, no, that was Tig, not Tag, and she's like, oh, never mind. Do you guys remember that Saturday Night Live skit? Super funny. But I was watching some of those this morning. Tan Louie, what's going on, Tan Louie? Good afternoon to Tan Louie. There we go. Robert Hall. Good morning, Robert. How are you doing today? Galen. Good morning. Robert Hall again. Robin Bliss. Good morning, Robin Bliss. Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you doing this morning? Motherboard 63. Good morning. And Load shedding has come back with a vengeance in South Africa. It is hot as well, so I feel like I'm going to magically combust. Are you in South Africa? Badass. I think I've told my story about my South African roommate. I think so. The cocaine guy who loved cocaine. I had never even done drugs at that time, and I might have done a bump of cocaine back then. I really don't remember. I'm sure I did. Kristen Melinda, good morning. Howdy, you can't stay at work, but make sure the snack the snack that like button. Oh, to smack that like button. Thanks, Kristen. Good morning. Number 63, I see good morning to Motherboards. Eloise plus 10 Louis. John Lazon, good morning, brother. How you doing this morning? Good to see you. John, I'm gonna get to my text today too. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is because I'm a tattoo artist. See how many missed texts I have? Well, you can't really see it. It's 545. So this is what happened. And I'm just kind of saying this to everybody. So when I get texts, so say I have 30 texts, that's a normal, like few hour period. I'll start to respond to those texts, right? And I'm clearing them away. Wait, something is going on here. There is something going on. Okay, cool. Well, we'll get to that in a second. I'll put that on pause. So anyway, so I'm responding to text, right? Well, as I'm responding to texts, more texts are coming in. And so then, I'm responding to texts, yes, I send them to make an appointment, or I send them over here, or I send them to one of my other artists, and I'm texting more coming in. Then I see something that's important, or then, my brother will text, I'll stop and text him. Mariana texts me, probably 10 times a day. So of course I have to get to those, and I'm texting. And then as I'm responding and going back, I still haven't even gotten back to the other texts that are coming in, and then more coming in. Then I'll just jump down like 30 texts and just try to work my way back up. And then eventually I just get tired of texting. So then I set the phone down. But what happens when I set the phone down? More texts are coming in. So then, like, it could be like, you could text me in the morning, like at 8 o'clock, and I'm saying you as in general. Someone can text me like at, what'd I say? Let me start over. Someone can text me like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And I can answer like 10 texts, not at like 4:30, and not get to that one that was at 4 o'clock. And then by 7 o'clock, you're 60 texts down, like just in a couple short hours. So if I go eat or talk to a friend or have a conversation, then people just get farther and farther and farther down. You can pin people to the top. Well, you only get 9 spaces. So like I pinned like my top 9 people, my wife, my best friend, Tommy, then and I had to delete someone to make Tommy, because we just reconnected. Tommy, and then my therapist, and then my baby brother, and then who else do I have on there? I think it's someone I owe money to, so I don't forget. I lost a small claims judgment, so I have to pay him every month on the 21st. Oh, which is, I need to do that. Yeah. So anyway, so that's what happens with me with text. Like just now, I have a hold on. Hey, sorry, I went to bed like at 7:30 last night. It was very frustrating yesterday. But yeah, we can talk today. Let me do the morning show and then I will get a hold of you. Okay, talk to you soon. All right. So like something like that. Normally I just would have like seen the text but if it's something important, then I will stop and do that. Anyway, if you have my number and we text each other, just know that I do eventually get back to it. But something that I tell all my friends, like, I don't care if you like send me like, hey, like every few hours, like, hey, did you see my last text? And then that way, and it's not bothering me. I don't think you're, um, uh, whatever the term is for the derogatory term for, like blowing you up. I don't think people are blowing me up. They've learned that that's really the best way to get me because you might just catch me when I'm texting. Anyway, boy, that was a diatribe about texting that I did not have scheduled for this broadcast. Okay, so hey John, good morning. Hey Chrissy Twig. Good morning. Good morning, Justine. Good to see you. I'm gonna start your question. Good morning, Wendy Wu. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Justine. Good morning, Christopher. I already said that. Good morning, Robin. I already said good morning to Robin. Barbara Aldrich. Did I say good morning to you, Barbara? Good morning, Barbara. And good morning, James Collins Carrots. Man, good morning, brother. It's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. John Lazon says, fudge, dude, get with it. I mean, I tried you, brother. I promise. I promise you. Good morning, Jeremy Fowler. How's it going this morning? Good morning, Wanna Love. You Wanna Love. Good morning. I already said Jeremy Fowler. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Gemini Girl 65. Man, it's so good to see everybody this morning. I am down at the bottom of the list. Let's talk about some things. You guys see Tommy's not here. He's just taking a little break. He's exhausted. He's got a lot going on. So yeah, he's just taking a little break, and that's totally fine, man. I feel like I want to take a break all the time, but I use YouTube as my break. You know what I mean? Until it starts to feel like work, and I think, and I don't want to put words in Tommy's mouth or anything, or like want you guys to believe that like this came from him. But I think if that it was the same for Tommy for a while, and now it's becoming work, or the stress feels like it's work. And so it's super frustrating for him. Probably he did not say those words. Those are my words. I'm guessing that's how I feel with tattooing. And then I used to use YouTube was my sanctuary. That was before I had a community. That was just me making videos, just meditating while I'm making videos, and just the monotony of it all, the tediousness of it all, or whatever the word is. And that was my getaway. So if YouTube started to feel like that and I didn't have an escape, or if this became not my escape and became something I need to escape from, then I probably want to take a couple days off. Again, that's not what Tommy has said. He just said, man, I'm just gonna rest up a little bit. He's got some other personal stuff going on. Some dude named Ernie fucked with his head, I guess, or something. But that dude can eat a turd, and if he comes in the chat, I want him blocked and banned or whatever. And then if he wants to send me an email and like tell me like, hey bro, I really like the show, and I'm sorry if I did anything wrong, He doesn't have to apologize, but just, be like, hey, my bad. He would definitely have to apologize to Tommy. I'm not saying Tommy wants an apology. I don't even know what the situation is. I'm just saying if he wanted to come back in the show, if the show did that to me, I'd be like, well, screw them then. And I don't care. But again, I don't know the situation. Do we have anyone new in the chat? Nope. Linda McCarthy. Did I say hi to you, Linda McCarthy? Wasn't that Paul McCartney's wife's name? It was Linda. Her name was Linda. Come to think of it, you're not the Linda McCarthy, are you? That would be, I would pass out. Oh, wait, no, I think she passed away from cancer. She sure did. She sure did. Rest in peace, Linda McCarthy. Anyways, so there's lots going on in the news. We got the Karen trial. Hey, let's finish this Karen Reed thing real quick. Because I'm interested, and hopefully you guys are too. Add to stage. All right, here we go.
You are unmuted.
No, the other side too.
All right, so I apologize if that wasn't quite 5 minutes. I just wanted to see what it was that you had there.
Are you comfortable?
I'm sorry, yes, guy. Can I get a shit ton of ones and prayers for Tommy? Please. Man, I just want to see. We have 69 people here. If you care about Tommy, could you just pound me with ones and prayers, man? And then that'll be our prayer to him that he feels a little bit better. And I really appreciate you guys. I know you guys are going to come through, and I just appreciate you. And maybe even stop and just say a quick little prayer out loud to yourself, man. That would be amazing. Prayer works. Prayer is powerful. And that's all I'm going to say about that. We are not a religious program.
Yes, if I haven't read everything, but I know what each of them are.
Table of contents.
Yes.
Good.
Boy, look at that guy's bald spot, man. I think you just shave your head at that point. And I have a bald spot like that, so I'm not shaming him. Well, I guess I did shame him.
Sure.
Thank you. May it please the court.
Sorry.
I understand the moment. The moment has categories and components. And in my presentation today, Your Honor, I am going to go through those categories in this order. I am going to start with...
That is not his natural hair color.
Handed to Your Honor and to Mr. Brennan this morning. The notebook is purposefully...
Good morning, Nana of 2.
The notebook is in chronological order because I believe the best explication of the facts and what those facts mean from a proper chronological presentation of the facts. I also believe that the chronology is going to address many, if not all, of the concerns as I understand from Your Honor. Your Honor, of course, will be the ultimate arbiter if they successfully address those concerns. But my intention, Your Honor, is not to obfuscate, not to conflate issues.
He almost messed up that word.
My intention
Obfuscate.
is going to be to elucidate and to illuminate so that Your Honor can make the proper determination. That is my genuine goal for my presentation. As I go through, and I know I don't have to say this to Your Honor, you can feel free to interrupt, pressure test me on anything I'm going to say. I would welcome it, but I believe if I can get through the chronology, my hope is that the facts will speak for themselves. But that brings me to my second component of understanding the moment, which is going to be to also add to the fact is what happened at the last hearing, on February 18th. And I have the transcript for that, and I have that in the notebook, because I believe that is also critical to the proper elucidation of the facts.
So that's the only thing I have not previously seen.
The February 18th transcript.
Yes.
There are 9 pages that I'm going to go through, Your Honor. And because of the stakes here, I am going to go through it hopefully efficaciously and efficiently, but it's going to have to be methodically.
All right, so are you addressing this in chronological order as well, right? So if you can tell me those pages now, I'll likely recess because I do want to see them before you talk about them,
Sure.
but I'll hear you going up to that point. So what pages are those?
And you're referring, Your Honor, to the February 18th transcript?
Yes,
Yes,
your
I will
number
tell you exact
8.
pages that I'm going to refer to. And Your Honor, get to this is tab 8
Right.
in the notebook.
Mhm.
And specific pages that I'm going to reference start on page 53, pages that proceed all the way to really the substance ends on page 62.
Okay.
And I appreciate that Your Honor wants to take a look at them, because I think it's incredibly important for putting in context what happened at that last hearing. And I think it helps also do a compare and contrast to what the actual facts are and to what the state.
Look at all those MacBooks up there.
So am I understanding?
It's like
Your Honor, that
one.
you would like me to
You
suspend my
can
reading or keep going?
no, you can keep
Okay.
going, and we'll stop so I can read whatever I think I need to read.
That's like $10,000 worth of
We can
MacBooks.
at least start.
Thank you.
And can I just ask, when was this put together?
And a $200 Yeti coffee cup
About a day and a half ago, and was completed.
right there.
All right. Go right ahead.
It's the Karen Reed
Thank you, Your Honor.
trial.
So I start with tab 1.
Chicken Cherry Cola, and good morning.
Is the March 22nd, or excuse me, go to the bottom, please, the March 20, 2024 email. And this is an email between Mr. Jackson and Mr. Wolf. It was sent from Mr. Jackson to Mr. Wolf. It was entitled Engagement. And so what I'm going to do is, that's where the notebook starts, but I want to go backwards to start in terms of something that is well known. And that is the federal investigation and the products of that federal investigation.
Good morning, Boho Hobo.
ARCA report. And that was in February of 2024.
Yeah, I know.
What preceded this
Let me pause it
communication?
quick. I know the court volume needs to be louder. It's as loud as I can get it, brother. That sucks, man. If it's unhearable, I can record this and then turn it up in editing. So let me know if it's not, if it's terrible content, then I'll just put it on pause.
Was a production of materials from the federal government.
Heck yeah, Boho Hobo, every morning.
Contained in that 3,000
And thank you. Appreciate you.
was the ARCA report of February
It's way low.
2024. There was no index of the 3,000 pages.
And turn my sound down.
Upon that report, they got to reviewing the documents in March of 2024. And as Your Honor will
How does that
recall,
sound?
the trial 1 started in April of 2024. So it was pretty close to when that trial started.
Testing,
And
1, 2.
I know Your Honor knows from both your judicial experience and other experience that when you're entering into a trial of this
Thank you.
significance,
Question everything.
there's a lot going on. And so what happens is that report's produced, in amongst 3,000 pages. It is located, it is read, the significance of it is immediately discerned. The report, basically the findings of the report that the vehicle, and the substance is important, Your Honor, because it really
Morning,
informs
Kathy.
a lot of the emails. The substance of the report speaks to the issue of whether or not the motor vehicle
Same.
of Miss Reed made contact at all with the decedent, and whether the decedent's injuries
I'll explain
at
when
all
it's over.
reflect a contact with that report. Those findings in that report was set in cement in February of 2024. What do I mean set in cement? It means they were never changed, nor could they be changed. So that report was provided to the Commonwealth and to the defense. Next step, important also. Any party, the Commonwealth or defense, had access to ARCA. They had the opportunity to contact ARCA. There were restrictions that I'm going to get to on that contact. But either party had the opportunity to contact them. Now, only the Commonwealth knows why they didn't take that opportunity. It may be because of the findings. It may be for other reasons. I don't know, but I understand the facts to be that the Commonwealth didn't make contact with the ARCA experts. The defense surely did. So that is the background. That is the information that we have. And so what happens? The defense sees the report, sees that the information in it is completely exculpatory to Ms. Reed. Of course, any attorney, lest they want to risk malpractice, is going to make a communication with that expert, which was perfectly legal and perfectly contemplated by the rules of the road, if you will. Now, as Your Honor also knows, the rules of the road with regard to the ARCA expert were not set by this court. They were set by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And I'm importantly going to articulate with objective.
No worries, Robin. I love Emily D. Baker. I need to get permission from her we could just watch her and get her explanation of it. I should just go over there. I wonder if she'd be cool with that. Robin, if you're cool with her, will you ask her if it's cool if we watch her today?
I've ever seen in my practice of law, meaning you have these experts, you have great exculpatory information, but there are significant constraints on how it is you can interact and utilize those experts in a complete unorthodox situation. Why do I emphasize that? I emphasize that because lawyers in trial practice are used to doing things a certain way. And when there are certain constraints that are imposed upon them, it becomes more sui generis, more ad hoc.
Hey, you guys put a 1 in the, or put a 2 in the chat if you guys just want to. I will send you over to Emily D. Baker if you're really interested in this. But if you really want to watch the rest of this, just put a. If you don't want to watch the rest of this, put a 2 in the chat.
Findings and their conclusions that never changed. They never changed.
Because we haven't been following it. I used to follow it every day.
Generated until the first communication in tab 1. It may seem self-evident, but given the moment, I'm not going to take anything as self-evident. The defense had
It's not very long either.
Zero input into the report and therefore had zero input into the findings. And in fairness to the Commonwealth, nor did the Commonwealth.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
So with that, we come to the emails on tab 1. March 20, Mr. Jackson to Mr. Wolf. Please note that there is no CC to Mr. Yannetti. Why is that important? When we get to Massachusetts Professional Rule of Conduct 3.3A1, that fact is going to become extraordinarily important. So we have a communication, and it needs to be read in its entirety. Fortunately, it's short. Dear Dr. Wolf, thank you so much for taking the time to get on the phone with me this morning. Pursuant to our conversation, please feel free to forward an engagement letter to this email address. I will get that countersigned and returned to you forthwith, along with your retainer, as required. I have the good fortune of dealing with experts probably every week. And this is classic form parlance. If it's going to be required, you always hope for your client that they're not going to require a retainer. But the language is as required, as. Also, if you could attach a copy of your Dr. Rentschler's and Mr. Klein's CV, I would appreciate it. I look forward to speaking to you and your team soon as we iron out the logistics for your participation in the trial. At that particular point in time, there was no conclusion, no agreement, no knowledge that these folks would actually be testifying. There was certainly the hope, there was certainly the desire, but there was no agreement that they were going to be testifying. That was the
Was the federal protective order that was referenced by Ms. Giannetti that said it was specifically outlined and ruled that they could not prep with us for trial. Was that in effect at the time these emails were sent?
The answer is, Your Honor, and I'm going to get to it, but I want to answer your question directly.
I'd like you to answer my question.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I'm going to answer it directly. What Mr. Yannetti articulated is the rule of the road, not prep, was not a rule of the road. That wasn't the rule of the road, and I have objective proof of that. The rule of the road was there would be no substantive conversations with the ARCA experts. Okay, that was it. But the answer to your question is I do not know whether the ground rules were in effect, but I can get you that answer, and I will get you that answer hopefully in moments during my presentation. But I do not know the answer.
All right, go ahead.
And it's an important question, and it's an important answer, I understand. But I'm going to give you information that's going to indirectly answer that question, but I'm going to get you a direct answer as well. So you see that there's an attempt to iron out the logistics for your preparation in the trial.
Morning.
Then we get to the email up above, and that is merely 2 days later. Again, Mr. Yannetti is not copied on the email. And my understanding is Mr. Yannetti is not knowledgeable about these communications. So the email reads, "Hi, Alan. Subsequent to our conversation on Wednesday, the U.S. District Attorney's Office has asked that we pause on any further conversation until we receive additional information from their office regarding our involvement moving forward. I will provide you an update when we have it." Your Honor, this is not a direct answer to your question, but this is, to me, going to corroborate my point that if there was an agreement and if they were going to be testifying, subject to whatever constraint, this email would not have been sent. There would not be a pause until we receive additional regarding our involvement moving forward. The involvement is clearly inchoate at that point. Why would Mr. Wolf be saying, until we receive additional information from their office, the U.S. Attorney, regarding our involvement? This is just talking about mere involvement. So what happens is I call this the pause email, and it's regarding engagement. So Mr. Jackson on the 20th tried to get matters started. He's communicating to see if ARCA's willing, if they're ready, if they're
Ayla, Mama Bear.
etc. And then we have the pause. The next tab is tab 2,
Hey, Feisty Kitty.
which is the very important June 10, 2024 transcript, excerpt of the transcript. But the time in between, Your Honor, the March 22nd pause email and the 6/10/24 transcript is also exceedingly important. What happened between that? Well, to state the obvious, the trial had started. The trial started in April. Mr. Yannetti gave the opening argument for the trial. Do you recall, Your Honor, that Mr. Yannetti never mentioned the ARCA experts in his opening?
I did not review the openings. I reviewed only for the non-evidentiary transcripts I reviewed was only Mr. Jackson's closing argument.
Certainly fair enough, Your Honor. Why do I underscore this point? Mr. Yannetti did not even mention the ARCA experts because the defense didn't even know if they would be testifying. The two most powerful witnesses in support of the
I'm sorry, what was the date of the openings?
I do not know. I do not have it. It was in April. We can hopefully get that.
I can find it. I didn't know if you had it.
So, but clearly, Your Honor, it was between March 22nd and June 10th. Right. And so the most powerful exculpatory information from what we consider some of the most powerful witnesses were not mentioned because the defense didn't even know if they would be testifying. If there was an agreement that they would testify, that would have been in the opening. But the uncertainty about it is the reason why it wasn't in the opening. We didn't know what would be happening. So that pause continued through the opening. That to me is so key because I think it's antithetical to an agreement. Now we come to the June 10 transcript. And as I said, I am going to hit head on these areas. I start with, Your Honor, something that's not in the excerpts, but Your Honor may recall that there were a lot of Rule 14 discussions. And Your Honor and Mr. Brennan read this on February 18th at the hearing we just had, that Your Honor was making the point, which I appreciated, that with this very unorthodox situation, the defense was exclaiming, you were saying, I think you're in violation of Rule 14. They said, we've given everything we've got. We don't have anything.
We're going to shoot over to Emily D. Baker real quick. She just did like a quick explanation.
Your Honor fashioned the remedy,
what's going on because there's a new stream that started. I promise you this is all going to make sense. And if we can't make it all make sense, have an understanding at where we're at. What profile am I in? Oh, I'm in this profile. I was like, I'm subscribed to her. Why do I have to subscribe?
But I make few promises about that. We'll see. Tell me what you guys are drinking and where you're coming in from.
I'm gonna back up a tiny.
Tell me what you guys are drinking and where you're coming in from. Bad for the defense. The judge came out on the record and is like, these are the reasons I did it. I'm like, all here to do together, Your Honor. So here's I'm just here to walk through it with you together, Your Honor. So I am here because I know you're going to do the right thing, because that's what we're all here to do together, Your Honor. So here's a binder. I'm just going to walk you through it.
She's going through what?
Tell you why.
Oh boy, just did.
This is
perfect.
Maybe fine, maybe not. Oh, the judge is so mad. However, I will say that when I said, these are the reasons the judge probably did this, and this is why it's not bad for the defense, The judge came out on the record and is like, these are the reasons I did it. I'm like, yup.
I think I can turn my microphone up.
Yep. So let us.
There we go.
There's the only fan. Oh, we're gonna zoom past the only fan.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, they left the mics open. We're not gonna explore that today. We'll explore the mics being open later. Hold on. Let's get back to the court coming back on the record. There we go. All right.
You are unmuted.
So we're gonna get the defense's
the other side,
response. I feel like I should swoop because we heard what the judge had to say, and now we get to hear what the defense has to say. And I'm gonna try to sit here and just drink my coffee. But I make few promises about that. We'll see. Tell me what you guys are drinking and where you're coming in from.
Wait, this is what we just hit. I just want to hear her.
Sheet that shows which tabs. Ah, so good. Emily, did you like making binders? Yes. Ones I am thinking of that I used to use as well. They come with a table of contents that matches the tabs that you can put in like the printer.
I just want to hear her commentary.
Pro
real quick.
rocking up there. Not sponsored, but should be because lawyers look the tabs if those are the ones I am thinking of that I used to use as well.
Oh,
They
man,
come
she's
with a
talking
table of
about-
contents that I appreciate.
In
Piss
You know
me
what,
off.
guys?
And in
I'm
my
gonna abort this
presentation today,
mission, I
Your
think,
Honor,
right now.
I am going to go through those categories.
Unless you really do.
She was charged with murder. Mayday.
In this order. I am going to start with the notebook that I handed to Your Honor and to Mr. Brennan
This is from earlier today, but she's just giving
The
her.
notebook is purposefully in chronological order.
Oh,
The
she must have
notebook is in
been-
chronological order because I believe the best explication of the facts and what those
Explication.
facts mean come from a proper chronological presentation of the facts. I also believe that the chronology is going to address many, if not all of.
You know what, guys? I'm going to catch up on this, and we're going to abort this mission. Wow, wow, wow. Because I don't like not having for you guys. I mean, I run a whole big legal network channel, so like I'm embarrassing myself by not having all the details. But I put a pause on all that, so here I am. All right. Anyways, yeah, it was great to sleep stuff. That's right. That's right. Blessed critic. And it's the morning show. I am not trying to put anyone to sleep. I'm trying to wake everybody up. I'm trying to be la café. La café. So anyways, and we lost a bunch of viewers, but I'm not tripping on numbers or anything like that. I just want like us old school mayhem bombshells to like chill and talk and laugh and have fun. Anyways, did you guys see Kamala Harris talking? I guess she lives in my hometown. She lives in she has a house in Malibu or in the Palisades. Tan Louis says it's nearly 5 p.m. so he's wide awake. Yeah, or she. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I said because I said Louis. Maybe you could give me a phonetic pronunciation of your name so I don't butcher it on our lives. I appreciate it. Hey, good morning, Jeanette. I don't think I said good morning to you earlier, did I? Jeanette says this case has never made sense. You know what? I think that's one of the reasons. I'm not just saying this to just to be agreeable. I followed it a little bit. I had a channel called the All Rise Legal Network, and I was following it, but I wasn't getting a live response. Like I wasn't able to build a community, and I tried Discord, and then I hired this producer who was a grifter, and they grifted some money for me. Not that much, only $75, but I was about to send them more money, and then all these people were like, your producer's a POS, and she had blocked a bunch of things, a bunch of people without telling me. She started a whole TikTok thing, and like edited her own videos. But that wasn't part of our agreement. I'm the creator. I want the way I edit videos to go out there and like my little commentary on it. Anyways, so like when it comes to court stuff, if I don't have something to say that's educational and that it's a true commentary, I don't want to just fumble along with it with you guys, you know, unless it's like something live happening right now, new, you know, like say like Diddy got arrested, you know, I would go straight to that. I do want to start monitoring high speed pursuits too, that when they happen live, but those usually happen in the afternoon and we're a morning show. Womp, womp, womp. And so we probably won't catch a lot of those. I'm going to find some cool body cams eventually. But yeah, anyway, Kamala Harris, let me find this video. It is so funny because you guys know how I love to tease Kamala about her word salad, you know, whenever she says, you know, goofy stuff. Well, she's back at it again. Yesterday, she supposedly she has a house in Los Angeles, in Malibu, like closer to Pacific Palisades, which is just like a little northeast of Malibu, or not northeast, southeast of Malibu. So it'd be south, yeah, southeast by Pepperdine University, which is the law school there in Malibu. But yeah, let me grab this video. It's pretty funny. Then desktop. So how's everyone doing today? Tommy is okay. For anyone that just got here, he's just taking a little time off. And we all said prayers and ones for Tommy because we love Tommy and we want him to be okay. So I have 2 word salads, but I want to make sure I grab the right one. Oh, I have it with a K. All word salad 2. So I don't know necessarily if this is so much word salad. She just doesn't say anything. She's not saying anything, but it's so entertaining to me to watch her try to be intelligent I think she just thinks the world is always listening, which they are. But like that if she would just relax, take a deep breath and just like be real for a second instead of like running for office, like everything's running for office. And she would, at least we wouldn't have so much fodder for her.
Mind when you see this, you're here, you're now seeing it up close.
It's not only seeing it, Alex, you can smell it. You can feel it, right? So it's seeing it with our eyes, and many people have seen it. You all are covering it. But to literally be on the ground here, you can smell.
Wow.
The smoke that was here, you can feel.
All right, put on pause for a second.
Smell. The smoke that was here, you can feel the toxicity, frankly, of the environment.
That's a $5 word.
You can feel the energy of all of the folks who are still here on the ground.
I could feel the energy. I mean, at least the sentences and the structure of the sentences were real sentences. But like her, like, you know, like the way she's like you can smell it and I can feel the energy still here on the ground, you know, just be normal, man. Talk normal, fool. That's all we want. I mean, I don't even care what you say. I don't follow you. I watch someone who likes to make fun of you. And so then, because I'm like him, I find it funny. So then therefore I play it, but I don't like go search. I don't like in the mornings, like type Kamala Harris, you know, funny shit she says. I go watch my boy, and he always has something funny from Kamala. So I get to share those with you because that's my dude. So anyway, yeah, she's goofy, but I didn't even know she had a place there. I sure didn't. That's my hometown. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to discover that. The more you know. We also have live Judge Fleischer. We're going to be doing that. So like I record Judge Fleischer every morning.
Jackson, your lawyer's asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. The only thing I know is that you're wanted out of another jurisdiction. I don't even know for what. I don't know if I'm going to set you a bond, but two things are very clear that I need to know. Number one, if we set you a bond, are you going to go back? And number two, if we set you a bond, are you going to be a danger to our city? Because that's my primary concern. I want to keep my streets as safe as I can.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I know that you're going to tell me it's lollipops and gumdrops and rainbows and this and that, but I have to get you in a very short, I have to get to know you in a very short amount of time. And the way I get to know you is how you look on paper, because that tells me really who you are. With that, let us know about Mr. Jackson.
He's wanted out of Greenfield County, Colorado for failure to appear for burglary. The bond over there is $50,000. This was a case out of this was issued out of 2023, October.
Lollipops and gums.
So has he been on bond?
No.
Did he know that it was out there? Is it a to be?
Failure to appear.
Oh, failure to appear. So he knows that this has been open for the last 2 years.
Yes, Judge. State's opposed to a bond as well. Of course, as the court knows, he has an evading with a motor vehicle out of the 209.
No, what?
Yes.
He has an open evading as well in a motor vehicle.
Yes, he's got a case pending here in Harris County as well.
She does, Danette. She needs to go
What
away.
are the criminal history? If any?
His other recent one was from 2022. He had a theft, which was a state jail. He was given, I believe, a deferred, and it was revoked in 2023.
Wait a second. So you're telling me that that case has been open, it's been in a warrant status since 2023, and he was able to get on a felony probation in 24 here while that case is open over there?
Looks like it.
The case that I caught.
Yeah, so that one was filed in 2022, and then they revoked it in 2023, October.
The reason why I got the warrant is because they took me because
Something doesn't add up.
but I made it to all my courts.
Probably got out.
Suckers. Okay.
Suckers.
In Colorado is what you're talking about. Yes, sir. Okay, understood.
You got it.
Judge, so there was some back and forth on when he got taken into custody for the last case. He's saying that he didn't miss a court date because he was in custody at that point. And so there's a lot of back and forth. The situation I'm talking to him about is, hey, judge is going to say you've had this case pending since this time. He has a plan in place to go to Colorado. What's different?
Probably the
is
same
that he
guy.
now has a daughter that is 2 years old. So he's trying to do right by her, and so that puts more responsibility on him. He does have the evading case, but he would like to see if he could get a bond here, because the trouble he's getting is people aren't allowing him to post the other bond because of this fugitive case. And so it's kind of which one comes first, and we're hoping you could give him.
The is that case has been open. Are you telling me it's been in warrant status for 2 years, Amy?
Yeah, the Colorado case is from 2022.
He's known about this thing. It's been open for 2 years, yet he's never done anything to go back to try to rectify the situation now because he's arrested. Now he's all ready to go.
Well, the difference is now he's got his daughter, and so he's growing up fast.
Jackson, I can't trust you to do the right thing. You've had 2 years.
Yeah, no. At first, I ain't have no money to go out there. That's a good point I mentioned before. Yeah. He is also mentioning to me his finances, what his finances were back then. He was 19 at that age. His finances are a little better now. He's got the support of his wife, I believe, or his girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
I don't.
And also, Harris County been putting me in and out of jail since I've been incarcerated in Harris County since then. So I really ain't have no chance to go out there. I only been inside the world for like a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Okay. Judge, we're not asking for a, a PR bond. We're just asking for a bond enough to ensure for him to go out there and turn himself in. He still needs to make the bond. And so this would at least put something in place where he can make this bond and make the other bond. And if that doesn't happen, if you can't do that other bond, we're approaching, we'll pull the
Here's
bond.
the thing, Mr. Jackson, I appreciate the argument that you guys are making. I truly do. But the fact remains is that case has been open for 2 years. And to say that money has become an issue, I just don't, I don't believe it. And the thing is that you've had a long time to be able to do the right thing, to go take care of that.
What
and
a
yet,
mess.
in between that time, you're still picking up criminal cases here, and it's still, nothing's happening. I feel if I were to give you a bond, I don't think that you would go back. I just don't want you to pick up another case. I don't want more harm to come. I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to do it.
Would you reconsider if he does make the other bond first?
No. But the point is that you've had 2 years to get and do the right thing. And no matter how much time that you've come.
If it's about the bond, go ahead. If it's about the bonds, don't talk about this case in specific, but go ahead.
They had,
Talk conjecture.
Here we go.
okay, Judge, during them 2 years, I ain't gonna lie, I've been incarcerated 2 times. The first time, I would have never missed court, but they took me in a day before my court date. That's the whole reason of me having a warrant. And when they took me in, that's what slowed me down on a lot. I had my daughter, my mother got cancer right now. I ain't gonna lie, like like
it's always my mother's got cancer. I start a job on Tuesday.
Always the right time to do what is right. You know who said that?
Yes, sir.
Right. You've had 2 years to get it done right. You've not been incarcerated fully for 2 years. Now all of a sudden, because you're in custody,
I only had 6 months out of 2 years, sir.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yes, sir.
You got to understand that at some point, you cannot just continue to. No, it's time now to face it. I can't just continue to let you out and trust that you're going to do the right thing. You've had that opportunity over and over and over. And yet, after 2 years, you still haven't had the wherewithal to get it done. Why is that going to change now? I don't think it will. You know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words. And I hope that you remember this in the future so that if you do have something else elsewhere, take care of it, because that warrant will always be there forever and a day until you take care of it. You know what I mean? Okay.
All right, thanks, Judge.
He really cares about the defendants, so he's being fair.
Here on Anthony Arthur Lee. Court coordinator wanted me to approach because
they filed a motion to sub. I just wanted you to know about it. So I'm sorry, motion to amend.
Hey guys, we'll come back to that. I just want to talk about what I'm eating today. Have you guys seen these before? Guess what this is? It's a gummy. I eat them. I love them. Guess what those are? Let's see if anyone can take a crack at what those are. They're so good. Yep, stuck like Chuck. Danette knows. Okay, we're gonna watch.
Make a few calls, so I may file that and approach tomorrow on that.
I'm okay with that. Whatever you need.
Okay.
He's not doing the case right now, so. Who does that look like? Oh shit! Oh shit! I dropped him. They're so good. It's the best gummy out there right now. They really are good. I'm so glad I have court nerds in my community on the Mayhem show. Because that's what got me all involved in even doing YouTube was court stuff. Hours and hours and hours of court stuff. Yeah. Yeah, just for a snack. They're not like They're not healthy. Actually, I need to stop eating them. Okay, here's the unveiling. They're Shakalicious XL gummies. They're so good, man. Man, that guy, he is marketing himself. He's got merch. When you got your own XL gummy, you got merch.
Juvenile case, and I showed.
Okay, so I'm glad that you're here so we can talk about this. What say you, Alex?
I think it was.
The issue is I'm not seeing any state conditions filed on Ms. Walker's case. No granted condition. I only see the.
Felix is saying that I have decided not to put conditions.
And you said I wish there was more mothers like you, specifically. And I believe you.
Look, I believe you. You're an officer of the court. I trust you. So
I see no notes of any conditions either. So I'm inclined to believe Mr. Elo.
Okay. All right. So there's okay.
And I can also tell you last week, I believe maybe it was a week ago Friday.
She called us after docket as well and was talking about this.
And I believe
so Miss White called?
The mother, yeah.
Mother, which yeah, she should have gone through me, but I believe they were going to release her daughter out of juvenile custody into her custody. And then there was the magistrate's no contact order, which had been put in place by the magistrate. And so they didn't do that. So now the CW still remains in custody until this gets cleared up.
So you need us to take it off?
Pardon?
You need us to take it off?
I think she has no conditions as of now.
She doesn't have any conditions.
And so I believe that would allow the court to place daughter back with her, which I think is the
We're just gonna
okay.
Chat until we see another hearing.
Okay.
Slide.
All right. Then I think we're on the same.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Oh yeah, he locked this guy up earlier.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Booker.
Good morning.
He gave him a lawyer. Here's his new lawyer.
I have two clients I need to talk to you about.
Okay.
The first one is the more sophisticated one, Tarlin Stevens.
Is it on docket today?
It is, Judge, and she's in the court. Just talked to Chief about this. It's a DWI. It's her first interaction with the court system.
He is a really good person, Nana, too.
Okay, so the state made an offer of probation that included the use of an interlock. So she and I have been talking about this, and that's
Hey, Kristen. Awesome.
Not to have. And so the question was whether you would approve a probation without an interlock in this case. And if not, then we're going to continue down the road of PTI potentially, or there is a fact issue that we
PTI is going to require it regardless, though, too.
Correct. But in the event that she has it, we prefer to have the dismissal than the conviction.
Right.
So that was the thought process. So
but it should,
but if you were okay with allowing the plea without the interlock, then she would move forward with the.
So I'll get back to that 1 second. God, I feel like I'm brand new right now. Where is my stage? Those aren't Hazley's candies, actually. She if you would have seen her last night at the grocery store, she begs me not to buy those. She's like, no, Dad, you'll eat healthy. Last night I was eating those. Guess what she had? She had a whole little tub of fresh cut mushrooms, and we were watching TV. I'm eating gummies and she's eating mushrooms, no ranch, no anything. She's just smashing mushrooms. She will pick broccoli over a cupcake 10 out of 10 times. She's the shit, man. I'm telling you, she's the shit. I don't know how I've raised her to eat like that, because she definitely doesn't see her dad eat like that. Oh yeah, she does. She takes care of herself. She does. She's the shit, man.
On every single one, you
I
know.
understand.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So that's that. The last one is simple, Judge. Natalie Garza. Old case, but you were giving us time to take care of some business. So Miss Garza paid her restitution this morning on the 12th floor. And the other matter was completing a course, which she has completed. But now, for some reason, the classes are requiring an affidavit stating that you are who you are. Just like the third time in a row I've heard this in the last few weeks, where these classes are like, send us an affidavit saying that you are who you are with your ID. So she did send that in yesterday. and then they will provide her with a certificate of completion, and then she'll be finished.
Yes, let's roll it till later in the week.
That's what I was thinking, Judge, if we could.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. We're approaching with Mr. John Mayer. We have
John Mayer.
a plea. It should be before the bench.
Oh.
I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs. He locked this guy up earlier. He had
I did.
4 or 3 failures to appear or 3 PR bonds.
Did you want time to look to see about any discovery or anything?
Well, I've spoken with Mr. Mayor, and I've gone through the offense report, at least what's here in the Dems. One of the theft cases is for $103. The other one is like $289. And he is under the impression that, you know, that taking a plea on this case would be more beneficial for him because he can't afford to pay 2 $5,000 bonds.
Mr. Mary, all I want are my streets to be safe. That's all I want. We gave you a PR bond on your first case. You took off. You didn't come back. We gave you another PR bond. And this time, on the new PR bond, you picked up another case.
That's true.
The point I'm trying to make is I don't want people to plead guilty just to get out. That's not what I want. What I want is no more issues. That's what I want. So I don't want him to plead guilty just to get out. And I feel that that's happening here. So if I give you a third chance, how do I know you're not going to pick up yet another case? Mr. Mary, we have resources here. All you have to do is ask. If you want food, if you want clothes, if you want something to, eat, if you need a place to sleep, if you want a job, we have resources for you. All you have to do is ask. But this is a problem because this, with this right here, pick up another one, you're now looking at a felony charge.
He really does try to scare these guys straight on the misdemeanor stuff before they get felonies.
It looks as if those were work tools that he was appropriating. On the second,
let's not talk. Look, I don't want you to plead guilty just to get out. That's not the way that, but I'm going to tell you now that I don't like to play games. If I give you another PR bond,
what do I drink? What's healthy?
Because if I find that you pick up another case, you don't show up to court, we will have issues. And I'm telling you, I will not do it. This just to plead guilty to get out. It's not going to happen. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will give you another chance. I don't want you to go to any more Home Depots. I don't want you to go to any more, Walmart, right? No Walmart. Do you understand? Any of them. No Home Depots. And I will have you speak to counsel now so that whatever you need, we can try to get for you.
Yes, sir.
You understand? But this is not a good way to just, it's setting you up to fail. And that's not what we do. You understand, Mr. Mary? Okay.
It's misdemeanor stuff.
I'm going to grant you a PR bond on both cases.
He couldn't even barely say it. A PR bond. God, why am I
out where
doing
we're
this?
going to go next? Because I don't want any more issues. You must appear in court every single time, and I want you to stay in contact with counsel. He's going to give you his cell or a number to him. There's no excuse why you can't get in touch.
Pump the brakes.
Really, I'm not asking much. Just don't pick up any new cases and stay in contact with counsel. That's all I'm asking you to do. You understand?
Yes, sir.
This is not the right way. All right. So if you don't mind speaking to him real quick to see what we can work out for any kind of resources you may need.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Tommy and Casper, them is a ride.
Couldn't be here without you today. Happy Valentine's to all.
Okay? That's what.
On holiday.
Mr. Rice, everything okay?
Yes, sir.
You talk?
No, I'm good.
All right, we'll wait for the next one. Nana of 2 says, I've only been in front of a judge once. I was 15. We had moved and I had to go to a new high school. I was so scared I was bullied, so I'd skip school and go to my old neighborhood and hang out. Nana of 2, I have that same exact story. So I was living with my mom down in Redondo Beach. You know, it was a pretty like lily white, and this is like South LA, but it was mostly white people. There was no African Americans at our school. No, there were lots of Koreans at my school. There was no African Americans at my school, not one. A few Hispanics, you know, I'm half Hispanic, so I guess I would be technically included in that, but I look hella white. So anyways, that's the school district I grew up in. It's called Redondo, South Bay districts. And anyways, I got in trouble and I had to move with my grandma. Well, my grandma lives in East Side Torrance, which is by Long Beach, Wilmington, Weedamas, they call it. And that's all like Mexican gangs, like Hispanic gangs. My grandma's is Mexican, and that's her neighborhood. She loved that neighborhood. Anyway, I went to live with her, but I was getting bullied at that school. Like these gangbangers would see me walking, you know, down the street, and they would literally take my lunch money. I remember I came home one time and my abuelita, she would be like, mijo, what happened? I was like, Grandma, I got this big. And it was like a perfect fist, like imprint on my hand. I mean, on my neck. And so anyway, so I started skipping that school, and I would take the bus and I would go hang out with my old friends down in Redondo. I mean, I would surf every morning anyway. So most of the time I would go down there, but when it was school time, I had to be at school. So yeah, I would always skip to go hang out with those friends. Because we didn't really call it bullying then. Well, I mean, there was such a thing as bullies then, but that's not what we called it. We just said they were just, you know, picking on us. But it was a hardcore bully situation, but it was like by gang members against like me, you know, the white kid. That's more like gang violence than bullying, but technically bullying. Anyways. That's why when I read your comment when we were watching Judge Fleischer, I knew I had to put that up there. Nothing going on there. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. The girls are always threatening me. Nana of 2 says, the girls were always threatened to cut my hair. Oh, shit. It was waist length and blonde, made fun of my glasses and teeth. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm super interested in knowing like what town or what city that was, like, so I could get that feel, so I could feel the whole picture of that. But yeah, that sucks. And then it probably wasn't even racial, or like it was probably just mean girl stuff. And girls can be mean. I know. I hate bullying too. I like to bully bullies. That was my whole thing. I was technically a bully, but I bullied bullies. Oh, what? It was Detroit? Crazy. So it's so funny. I'm just like relating all over the place. So my dad lives at that time when I was going to school in Flint. And so my mom sent me to live with my dad for 1 year. Actually, I was there about a year and a half, and I had to go to Flint School District. Or it's Genesee County. What township was that? I can't remember. Well, I guess Flint Township. Anyways, It was Genesee County, and the school district there. There was 2 white people in the school I went to, and I was one, and then this girl was one. But I had no action with her because she had really never even seen a white kid at her school except for herself, and so she only dated black guys. So I had no chance with her, and she would. I don't know. She didn't like me. I dressed like a surfer. That was the first thing. Like I went home after the first day. I was like, Dad, we got to go clothes shopping. So he took me to Myers. I know it's Myers, but I always called it Myers. He took me to Myers Thrifty Acres and tried to buy me some kind of cool clothes, kind of. But yeah, it was funny. My dad, he's a factory worker, General Motors. He worked for Fisher Body when I was really little, and then when he left Fisher Body, he went to work for GM at the truck and bus plant in Flint. Yeah, crazy. Small world, but at some point the world's just getting smaller and smaller, and we're all just going to be like 2 degrees away from each other. Do you know what I mean? But that's cool, man. If you ever want to send me something, and this isn't like me like trying to grift to get sent stuff, I'm not. But if you ever did, a 6-pack of Vernors would be awesome. I would love you forever. Did you say your aunt lived in Flint? That's cool. That's cool. So what happened? Sorry guys, I don't mean to like digress with these stories. But so after that first year, my dad's like, okay, I can't have my son going to this school. So we moved to a town called Davison, which is just really close to Flint. And there I was with, people like me that we're all the same skin color. Not that we needed to be. There was no racism back then, like amongst kids at all. But yeah, I loved Davison. Davison was cool. I still have my Davison band jacket. You know how like when we were kids, we, especially in Michigan, I think this was a thing. You wore like the windbreaker band jackets. I still have mine, and it's maroon and gold, and it says Davison band on it. And I played the sousaphone. The big. Everyone thinks it's called it's a tuba, but it's not. It's a sousaphone. Goes over your head. Yeah. Anyways. What's going on in the chat? Blessed Chris says, I was heavily bullied in school. What? No, I hate that. I was heavily bullied in school. Their favorite word was cow. I wasn't fat, but was a thick girl either. But you wasn't fat, but was a thick girl either. Well, that's just stupid. I would love to think that bullying isn't like the same as it used to be, that it's lesser now, but it's not. My daughters never got bullied, and they definitely didn't bully people. I know that for a fact. All their teachers loved all of my daughters. They were just really good girls, and they were always looking out for people. I was so fortunate, and I really believe that Hazley's going to be the same way. I really do believe that. Just by the way she cares and the compassion she has for when she sees people that are sad. She always wants people to not be sad. Except for when she's sad, then she wants everyone to be sad. Yeah, she's a terrorist. She can be a terrorist. Casper, just want you to know I sent you an email a couple days ago. I know you're busy. No hurry, just wanted to make you aware. Okay, I'll check it out. Hopefully it's a link to be on your channel. Were those funny gummies? No, they're Shaquille O'Neal gummies. Oh, do you mean like pot gummies? Hell no. Even if I wasn't sober, I can't do weed or THC. One of these days I'll have Mariana join me, and she'll tell you the funniest story of all time about THC. My wife, she smokes weed. Well, no, she quit. She quit. Yeah, she quit a few days ago. It was kind of a rough couple days. I'm so used to saying that she smokes weed every day. No, she out of respect for me and the community here on YouTube, she felt convicted after she started her show to not smoke weed anymore. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I was so proud of her. My email address, oops, sorry, wrong one. It moved right when I hit it. Boho Hobo, my email address is insidethemindx@gmail.com. It's also in the description. Yeah. Oh, I know you were joking, John. Yeah, Marmella says bullied from 6th grade till graduation because I was new to the district in middle school. That's Midwestern Mean Girls. Yeah, no racism. Yeah, that's Midwestern. I mean, that's same with Michigan. There was some bullying at the even when I first got to Davidson, there was some lightweight bullying. Just because of the way I moved around, like I was and a lot of the girls really did like me. And I think that was the reason for a lot of the bullying. We lived like in this housing area, like not like government housing area, but like this what do you call them? Like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like where they have covenants and stuff, it's like a gated community, but not with a gate. Anyways, I lived in one of those and like all the neighbor girls like fell in love with me right away because I was like this California kid. I had like curly hair, like kind of like long curly hair. I talk like a surfer dude, and it was something new to them that they had never seen. So, yeah, it was. I was just thinking about my first girlfriend there. Man, she was so cute. She was so cute, and I remember kissing her, listening to a Foreigner, the Foreigner 4 album. I remember putting the album on, sitting on her bed, and like our first kiss. It wasn't my first kiss ever, but that was like our first kiss. And I just remember just like, oh man, the butterflies in my stomach from kissing her. Whew, man, trigger warning for myself, man. She was just, I think I remember that so vividly because it was just that first time I really felt something, like that. But yeah, it was amazing. What else is going on in the chat? Casper, the dopest ghost around. I was bullied because, oh wait, you know what? I forgot to ask that. I hope Justine's still here. So what happened in the hearing? I just got here. Oh, I was starring questions at first, and so I wasn't reading the question, just starring them, and then that's funny. It was the question about the hearing. Anyway, sorry, Justine. I'm sure you found out because you found out that you're just going to be confused with the rest of us. For me, the excuse was my name at school, my size. I'm missing the first part of that. I think. Am I not? Jess Gunn says, for me, the excuse was my name at school, my size at home. I'm confused on that. I'm sure it's like a conversation you're having with someone. So I apologize. Everyone's got cats. A lot of people have cats in their memes, and I have a cat. For some reason, my cat does not like this room with all the computers, and all the screens and like all the wires. I think she might have like got tangled up a little bit and like some of the wires down there, and not like tangled up to where I had to like let her go, but she probably just gets a little confused down there, and she doesn't like coming in this room. But I would really love for her to hang out with me here. But as soon as I walk out that door and I sit down, she's like in my lap and she's shedding right now. I need to brush her. Her name's Kiwi. Hey, Shell. Thanks for coming in this morning. Is it? Yeah, it's still morning. It's still way morning. Mary, that's horrible. I want to see what Mary had to say. Oh, Armella says they were horrendous. It was the 80s. We just sucked it up or took it behind the 7-Eleven after school. No bully rules back then. That's right. There's no bully rules back then. That's when I was like in high school. I graduated in 85. So yeah, I'm hip to the 80s. Well, man, you know, I really grew up like I really grew up in, I wish I would have like had graduated like in 79 or 78 and then did my 20s in the 80s. Oh man, I would have had so much fun. I still had a ton of fun in the 80s. You know, living where I lived and the 80s were great. It's funny though, I didn't appreciate a lot of the music that I appreciate now that's from the 80s. Which is kind of, me and my brother talk about 80s music all the time, and not the music that we played or listened to when it was the 80s, except for Rush. We still love Rush. Huge Rush fan. Yeah, Mary, no one. Yeah, it is sad. My teacher that year was going through a divorce. And Fleischer still has nobody. What's going on? Karen Reed. I think Emily D quit her stream. Man, she's really explaining that. I don't even have it in me to even try to understand it right now. I really don't even care about it. I thought it was going to be something that I was going to care about this morning. I was hoping it was going to catch me up and make more sense. But I sat here with the rest of you guys getting more and more confused, more and more confused. I don't know if confusion is the right word, but like more and more disinterested in it. And I was really hoping everyone would be like, man, shut this off. This sucks. Sometimes I need a little nudge, you know, before, you know, because I really was telling myself, no, they're understanding this and I'm not, and they're going to explain it to me. Or I hate it when I'm watching TV with someone and they change the channel when I'm watching something. So that's why I was like hesitant on changing it and moving on to something else. But really, it's my show. I should just take control of it. I know you guys won't be offended if I change something you're watching, if it's moves the show in the direction that I want it to go in, or that Tommy wants it to go in. So there, Rooney, I want my daughter out in front of that school in 10 minutes. What movie is that from? That's easy. Everyone knows that. Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. Anyone? It's going to be easy. 10 people are going to answer it at the same time. Yeah, Shell was first. Ding, 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 ding. I am doing a live this Saturday. It's such an important story. Oh, I can't wait. We'll have to get together with Mariana to make sure Mariana's live isn't at the same time. That way, we can watch yours. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I am supposed to talk about the little woman. So we're gonna watch this first. For anyone that doesn't know, my wife and her friend have an abuser relationship podcast. I don't even know if that's what it is. Not an abuser, really. It's not like that's all they're going to talk about is abusive relationships, but they're like started this discussion. It's called The Monster Behind the Mask, and or something like that. And they're going to have a story that they're going to talk about, but I'm going to play the it's not thumbnail, the short that D made for it. Really quick. Wish it was bigger. Okay, here we go, guys. Take a listen.
35-year-old Sean Robinson of Laurel was sentenced to 10 years in prison by a Billings judge for 5 counts of felony aggravated cruelty and a series of cat.
To court records, Robinson states he suffers from PTSD and was abused as a child, so he started instead of people.
Hey guys, we're going live this Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Times on Babes, Breakdown, and Breakthroughs. We'll be unraveling a dark, deeply personal story, so trigger warning. This discussion will touch on sensitive topics. If you're ready for raw truth and real conversations, join us and we'll see you there.
Freedom in our veins. Incarceration day.
35-year-old Sean Robinson of Laurel was sentenced to 10 years in prison by a Billings judge.
So Dee, who is my wife's best friend, her boyfriend went to prison, has gone to prison. He's in prison for a really long time. And he was like unaliving cats all over town. It was one of the biggest stories here. And it really destroyed Dee. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. It really destroyed her, and even Mariana. They were so not just embarrassed. I don't know if embarrassed was the right word. They were so just devastated from that they were that close to such a horrendous crime, and Dee's going to talk about what that did to her and like the abuse also that she endured living with that person. And it's just awful. And she has grown so much from it and has become such an amazing woman. Her and my wife, and they're just besties, and they're just super cool. And it's a cool show. Everyone that's seen it has given good feedback on it. Neither one of them are like clinically trained. But that's why they're going to have Kristen Melinda as a moderator. Just kidding. I don't know if she is or not. But yeah, it's going to be super cool. I think it's Thursday at like 2:00, but I'll talk about it again tomorrow. Just in case. That way I can give you guys the right information. But that was the short to like talk about what's coming. And it's called The Monster Behind the Mask. Anyways, in other news, sometimes his court moves really fast, and other times, it's just.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he has someone fun. And there he goes. Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. All right. What else we got going on? And it's getting kind of hot in here. It has warmed up here in Montana. All the snow is melting away and everything is flooding, just as expected. Hey, where you going? James Collins cares. I see. You just don't care. I'm just kidding. All right, brother. I love you, man. I will see you soon. Blessed to Crochet. Casper, I also offered to help being my. Yes. She told me that right away. She said, honey, can you please help me? And to make you a mod. I will do that. The next time you guys are on, I will come in and show her how to do that. That way, she can do it. But yeah, that would be amazing. That'd be amazing. Those girls are pretty special. Yep, they sure are. They're pretty special. Yep. I just want something fun to talk about. What else is there fun? I went on a rant the other day about something. I can't even remember what it was. I think it was a story. Oh, about reincarnation and being a Christian and being reincarnated. Yeah, it's kind of a heavy topic for me, but it was super good. Yes, I know, Kristen. Absolutely, I know. She is. What time did the girls go on? I think on Tuesday. I think she said in this. Let me see. I think it's going to be at 2:00 on Tuesday. Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So like Denver time, Mountain Time. I don't have to explain what Mountain Time is. Kind of crazy man am I? Hey, Sid Green's in the house. Sid Green, you left your van here. So what else is going on, guys? Is there anything you guys want to talk about? I'm gonna stay on for a while today. I really Oh yeah, that was the first episode of Casper's Caboose. That's right. Every time I read or see it, like Casper's Caboose, it just cracks me up because that's like a kind of a double entendre thing. Yeah. Oh, we got a case. Oh, no, we don't. See, I'm looking at it in a screen that's like this big, and I seen the chairs, and the chairs look like people. I mean, really, all I got to do is go like that because it's over there too. Well, my microphone's in the way. See, it's over there too. Well, really, all I have to do is just turn around and take a look. See. Are you in the border of North Dakota? No, I am not. We are like we are more eastern, southeastern, I guess. We're close to Yellowstone National Park. That's like the general area we're in. It's Billings. It's it's a big town for Montana, but I'm used to LA, so it's pretty small. It's pretty small, but I like it. I probably won't be here next winter. We're gonna try to move somewhere warmer. But all that stuff's kind of like up in the air, like what's happening, what we're doing, what's gonna happen, so yeah. Oh, there is a hearing now. I see people.
Is a terroristic threat. It's current.
Wish I could rewind
He's
it,
on
but I
bond
can't.
for an assault, and he just picked up a terroristic threat.
Yes, Judge.
Say what? Say what?
You are facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine on your new terroristic threat of a family or a household member. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you.
Terroristic threat.
You have the
So
right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 18th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the officer was dispatched to a family disturbance. The officer met with the complainant, who stated that the defendant had been threatening her. The complainant stated that she and the defendant had been arguing all day, and that the defendant stated he would stab her and throw her down the stairs. The defendant stated he would shoot her, and then the defendant showed the complainant a large hunting knife, and that's when the complainant advised that she feared for her life.
Who is the complaining witness in this case? Same as in his open assault?
No, Your Honor, they're a different complainant.
Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case on the new terroristic threat. I asked you one thing, sir. I asked you not to become a danger to my community and not to pick up a new case. You now have. I will now revoke your bond in the assault case. Goes with you. $5,001 for the assault, please. I am now issuing another protective order on this person. Is there a protective order that's open in the first assault? No? Because if so, we could be looking at a violation of protection.
Shit, I never changed the thumbnail. It says off air. No wonder we haven't had that many people today.
I'm issuing a protective order that identifies Farah as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 40.07 to the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Mr. White, let me be clear with you now. I will do everything in my power to protect my community at all costs. You pick up a third case, I'm going to go absolutely bonkers. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not to smoke, use any kind of illegal substances, consume alcohol. I'm going to test you, and I'm going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle prior to release, please. So I know where you are at all times. And I don't want you to be anywhere near any of these complaining witnesses at any time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because if you, we need to sign them up.
Give me Sunday on the next street, 218. Right at the bottom.
Oh.
Like the last one.
Okay. All right.
And
Trying to change the thumbnail. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to.
Yeah. The assault case.
How much, Judge?
5,001.
5,000, Judge?
5,001.
5,001.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. D.
Yes, ma'am. Judge, yesterday, young Mr. Yale Serato could not get to court. His mom's car broke down. I approached, erased his bond of 5,000 and notified the family and told them. And insisted that he was coming down today. So he is here today, Judge. We have a 1-year defer worked out with the.
Come up, Mr. Serato. Man, he couldn't even get to court. How's this dude gonna work a probation?
His mom is behind him. He's got it's 16 hours of community service, which he knows he can get to do. He has 2 online classes and he has to write some letters of apology. He
Yeah,
knows
I'll
that
explain
this is his chance to keep this
the
on his
1, 2,
record.
and 3 to you guys in a second.
I talked to his mom. They are behind him. They're going to help him do this, Judge.
Give
him a
Thanks,
chance, sir. You can do it. Right?
You should
Gail?
have your wrench now.
We have at least 3 times you couldn't make it to court. Just to even come to court. How on earth are you going to be able to make a probation? You couldn't even come to court.
That's a big kid. Look how big he is to that.
It wasn't entirely my fault. For one of them, I came to court, but mostly when I'm anxious, I get sick, and I had like a huge headache, and I ended up getting food diarrhea because of it. So I couldn't come. So I had food poisoning for maybe 3 weeks.
Real right
I
now.
couldn't control that, so I'm sorry about that. For yesterday, my mom paid insurance, and it's expensive, so we didn't have any money until today because my dad got paid today. So we couldn't even get family members either because they live far away. So if they came here, I would have probably came here around like 10 or
So
11.
you have all these issues now. You realize you get on this probation. There's no excuse why you can't go to probation. There's no
Yeah, they
excuse
don't.
why you can't do
Yeah,
your community
they
service.
don't.
There's no excuse why you can't do your classes. If you don't,
I believe that
you're
story
looking
for
at
some
an
reason.
entire year in jail.
He
This is
shits
not
himself story.
a joke.
Defense.
So you either
Yeah,
do it
I
the
was
right
pooping on
way,
myself.
or you end up in jail for up to a year. But
Awesome, Mother Bird. Welcome to the Mayhem Show. Thank you so
in
much. Appreciate you.
You have to act a certain way. certain way we do things, right? You're expected to behave in a certain way. And when you don't, there are serious consequences. I had given you multiple chances to try to get here. I worked with John to try to get you here. And this last time was the third time that either the car broke down or, I mean, that was the last 3 excuses.
Or you
where
were
the car
cheating on
broke.
yourself.
That's why, to me, that's
gonna say it.
unbelievable. And
He was gonna say it.
I'm not going to accept that my car broke down for a failure for you to complete your community service.
I got a whole
On
story about
time.
that, Victoria.
Do you
Cool. I got
understand,
some
Mr.
to talk
Serrano?
about.
Yes, sir.
This is a very big deal right now because I want you to understand something. When you end up with an assault on your record, it closes very many doors. Because when you try to get a job and if someone sees that you have an assault on your record, what do you think they're going to do? What's that?
Decline.
Right. Because they know that if you get into a potentially stressful situation, something might happen. They don't want that kind of
You
liability.
might poop yourself if it's stressful. You
John
might
has worked
fight.
out an agreement where it's a
Maybe
probation.
he gets
where if you
mad
do
and
a
fights
couple
because
things, you
he's
don't
just
end up with a conviction on your record. But this is
Poor
not a
kid.
joke to where, oh, I can't make it to community service because my car broke down. I'm not going to entertain that excuse. Do you understand that?
Yes, Judge.
When you hold the probation here as a
I don't know why he's only referencing the one.
It's too hard. It's okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet, sir.
He's at Eisenhower right now.
I did just gun.
He's still going to school. We have to get
Are
him
you
up to Active.
actively enrolled in school
Yes, sir.
now?
Yes.
Okay. I want proof that you're actively enrolled and I want, what are we now? What, February? So it's, oh yeah, there's still school. I want a week to bring proof that you're enrolled in full-time in school. That is a part of your condition as well, that you graduate from high school.
And a
You
note from the doctor.
understand?
Yes, sir.
You're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're smoking weed, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in. You're looking at up to a year in jail, but I'm not going to let you go. At a minimum, until you graduate from high school. You will be with me until you graduate from high school. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Are you a junior or a senior?
I love it when he does that.
Wonderful. You will be with me for the next until you graduate because that is now a condition as well.
I think it does motivate people to graduate.
An effective decision-making class, a 2-hour
Like, man,
anger
I-
management class,
I-
no
like,
drugs,
it's
no
just
alcohol, 16 hours of community service. As long as you're enrolled in high school, then I will waive the community service. There's
Aw,
no need for
you're
you as long as you're in school and studying and doing well.
true.
Failing does not equate to being enrolled in school. Failing does not count. At least a C average. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Yep, he does
An
that too.
apology letter to the complaining witness in this case. If you violate this probation, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. We will have a hearing to determine whether you violated the probation. I can either extend you or keep you in custody. I want you to know that this is not a joke. Do you understand?
Sure.
There is also an affirmative finding of family violence, meaning that you ever pick up another one of these cases again, you will be looking at a 3rd-degree felony, 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm just waiting for the hearing to get over so I can tell this story. It's pretty good. Oh yeah, I've got to change that thumbnail, man. Looks like I'm off the air. What was I thinking? I'm kind of an idiot sometimes.
You give up a lot of rights by entering with this
I
great
don't really believe
this
I'm an
agreement.
idiot.
You give up
I
the
say
right
that
to a
out of
trial,
pride, I think.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. You know what the consequence is if you violate this probation. Everything must be done on time. You have a certain amount of time to get things done. If you don't, you are in violation of this probation. If you pick up a new case, you're in violation of this probation. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so let's have him drug tested in 2 weeks, please. And then I guess let's do both. So in 2 weeks, do confirmation of enrollment and a drug test. How do you plead to the offense, Mr. Serrato? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. It would probably be best for you to make this thing work out because you could really lose big if you don't. It's not about the money. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. I'm going to waste every beat
so
that I can
cool.
on you.
I love
It's never about the money. I don't give a rat's behind about it. I just want you to do what you say you're going to do. And I don't want you to smoke marijuana. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. You're going to talk to this lovely lady.
Good job, Judge. Good job. Yeah, Mother Bird, he's an awesome judge.
Thanks again, Judge.
I kind of got burnt out on him. I was one of the first to showcase him. I found his feed. Like right now, we're directly on his feed. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. So when I first found him, it was like me and 2 other people found him, and he was just streaming on his normal stream. It's a IBM stream. You have to have the number and everything, and but then he got so popular so fast. He started his own YouTube channel, and he went on interviews. And I missed the chance to interview him because I took a month off from YouTube. But during that month, he did a bunch of interviews, and I could have interviewed him, and I'm kicking myself in the butt for not doing it. But because he's super cool. But anyways, he would be in the chat like we are right now. He would be in the chat during court. But they must have frowned on it because his channel is taken down. It's still there, but there's no content on it. But I still had his link, and I was hoping it was the same link. And sure enough, it's the same link. So I'm able to get some Judge Fleischer. Anyway, let me tell this story. So Victoria says, I got a scam caller the other day saying I missed court. It was a scam. I called the police department, said the police department of said court, they will try anything. So when I first got out, I was in LA, I was at the halfway house, and I had a cell phone, and it was, I would get wrong numbers all the time. It was a new number. And one time I got a number. This dude could barely speak English, and he told me that he was calling from the state attorney. The state attorney of California said that that there was a warrant for my arrest, that the marshals were going to come get me, but if I didn't want that warrant on my arrest, I could pay the fine. And I believed it for a millisecond, and I truly only believed it for a millisecond. But I kept him on because I wanted to know more information about this scam, or why would they feel like anyone would believe this? But he's going to lose a lot of people because a lot of people have previous charges, and one of the things they say to you in the scam is I have your record right here, and I can see you have a clean record. So if you want to keep this clean record, you better pay this fine so you don't get this on your record. And what they say you did, the crime is you gave false information on a credit card application, which is pretty smart because a lot of people have filled out credit card applications, and they might have think they accidentally put some wrong info. But they say it's a big time crime to falsify information on a credit application, and so you better pay this. But it was funny. I had him on the phone probably for 45 minutes, and they want you to go to get a green dot card and load the green dot card, then give them the number to the green dot card, which is like a preload card for anyone who doesn't know. And thank you, Sally Ogle, for the love for Tommy. Appreciate it. God does love him, and I think he knows that. Anyway, so so I'm like, he's like, okay, are you in your car? I mean, it was literally this bad. Okay, I don't hear your car running. So I went out and started my car. All right, do you hear my car? Okay, I hear your car. Good. You're doing good. Now go to the green dot place and put, whatever, $1,500 on a green dot card. And I just pretended I was driving. And at the end, I just like, you know what? You're an idiot, dude. You think anyone's going to fall for this? But they must have some people fall for that because it was a big time scam. And this was in 2014. So yeah, what a crazy thing, huh? They will try anything, man. I think one of the craziest ones is when they tell you they've overpaid a refund for Amazon. So they say like, look, I'm going to send you this refund. Oh my God. And so basically they have control of your computer, and they tell you to log into your bank, but they already have control of your computer. So they put up a fake thing that says that your balance is, whatever, 10,000 over. They only do this with people that have a lot of money. They already pre-know it. They know your bank account, their bank, so they can have this fake like virtual machine running on your computer. And then what you see is you think they did put 10 grand in there. So they're like, all right, hey, so I don't get in trouble with my boss. Can you please just send me that 10 grand back? Yeah, you can do it with a green dot card or whatever way they have doing it, with a wire or something. But there's lots of scams out there. I promise you, Amazon will never ask you to send them money like that. And they will never call you and tell you that, that you're returning something or ask for your bank information like that. There's so many different scams. There are some YouTubers that have channels where they scam the scammers, and that is great content. I really like that content. And you know what? Maybe tomorrow we'll play some of that content. Perfect. We'll play some of the scammers that get scammed content. It's really good. The only reason I stopped kind of watching it like often was because of all the fake voices that the anti-scammers do. They pretend to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to get my purse right now. It just, after like hours, because it's hours sometimes, hours and hours of it, it gets to be too much, and your head just wants to explode, and you just, you don't know what the hell you're going to do. But it's super good content. But yeah, I'll play some of that tomorrow. Maybe I'll find a good one, a short one, and then I'll condense it even more, and I'll just play the highlights. All right. Yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I hate scammers too, Motherbird. Chicka Cherry Cola, you should do a scam deep dive video. Yes. It's done and done. I'm going to do it. I promise I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Watch a lot. Sally Ogle says, hi guys, watch a lot, but don't usually comment. I love you all. Thank you so much, Sally Ogle. We love you too. I love this community. It's like today, like I can find comments for real. Like I could just come on and we could just start a conversation. I can like talk to the chat, and there's always going to be something in there that I'm going to be able to relate some experience to. And I think that's pretty amazing if you think about it. So it's just like having a conversation, like if me and Tommy are having a one-on-one conversation, that conversation goes left and right and up and over. And we talk about experiences, or we should do this or that, this should happen. Now imagine this situation where it's me going, hey guys, how's it going today? And then I'm having a one-on-one conversation with all of you. And while you guys are all having a conversation, that's that many times over that we're going to be able to have a relatable situation to where I'm going to be able to elaborate on. And have a pretty cool conversation. I think it's amazing. I barely did lives on my other channel because it was hard to get the community started. I think I talked about that earlier. It's hard to get the community going, and Tommy has really put in the work on the lifeboat to really get that going, and then to go over into Sean Atwood's show. He really has put in a lot of work to do that, because like he says, and if you watch his first shows, and even like his Reese's first shows, if you watch Reese's first shows, you know, it's just a few people, and they're just having a chat, and it like slowly grows. I don't know if I would have been able to do that, if I'm honest. I mean, I probably would have if I didn't have, you know, to run a tattoo shop and deal with customers and do all that and scheduling and do all those things. Because that does take up a lot of time, and the actual tattooing, you know, my minimum tattoo is usually 2 hours. And that my average tattoo is probably 5 hours. Because I get booked to do a lot of big stuff. Yes, I do want to get in touch with Cash. When I was looking, he's live right now, and I would love to. I need to get in touch with him, man. I really do. I really like his content. I'm gonna see if he's still on real quick. Cash, where are you? Oh, there he is. Bam. Let's check out what Cash is saying.
I know we're gonna figure this thing out together. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna work. I told you in the word, man, it says. I'm gonna work it together with them who love the God, who love the Lord. You love me, right? Yep, I love you. Okay, don't trip. I'm gonna work it together for you. I'm gonna make sure that you got what you need and that life goes according to the way that it's supposed to go in my will for you. But you can trust and believe that I'm gonna keep you protected along the way. Says I know the plans that I have for you to prosper you and not harm you. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's life, man. That's how I look at it. You will be trying to speed through here, man. Don't be riding me. This dude riding my tail right now. Cut it out. Riding my tail, brother. I'm doing the speed limit. I'm not going to jail. I'm not getting no tickets. Doing none of that. You know, I'm very cautious, you guys. I won't even jaywalk anymore. I'm good. I don't want that smoke. I don't want that smoke. I don't want to give the police a reason to look at me.
Yeah, so that's Cash Kelly. Hey, he's cool. I don't really have permission to play his content, but I am going to get in touch with him.
Signal would have been nice, lady.
I'm going to make a note right now.
I'm that kind of driver, y'all. Petty. Very petty.
Cash Kelly.
Follow the rules.
He sure is right, man. When it's hard to know what God's plan is for us, especially when we're going through turmoil. And but you know, when we come out the other end, it's like, oh, now I see, now I get it. And but man, we just can't lose faith or lose hope if that's your belief system. But I think everyone's belief system has something along those lines, that, you know, what their higher power, what, you know, God as they see it, or even our spirit guides, you know, our guardian angels. We don't know what our guardian angels or spirit guides are doing for us. Sometimes it's, you know, craziness, and God uses those spirit guides, you know, to do what's best, you know, to do what's best. He is the Father. But yeah, I'm going to try to get in touch with him as soon as I can. Thank you, Chica Cherry Cola. Tommy is good. He just needs to take a rest today. It might be a few days. I don't know. Someone asked if he's doing it on all platforms. I don't know. But today, I think he was up late deep diving something last night. So I think he's maybe just trying to get some rest. But I wouldn't be surprised if I'm doing it solo dolo again tomorrow. And then tomorrow I might have more answers to see what's really what's going on, and you know what his plan of rest is, and yeah, so we'll get it all figured out. But he's okay. Thank you so much, Chica Cherry. I will. I thought that said, did I get in touch with Cash the first time? That would be great. Yeah, I know it would be. Does anyone have a sobriety milestone today? I have one coming up, I think. Well, not I think, one in May, but that's still kind of far. I thought you all were talking about Cash Patel at first. Yeah, that's funny. I do talk about Cash Patel. Did you guys see his acceptance speech? I have it, but it's on my other computer. Damn. I mean, you guys probably all seen it. I was gonna do a live replay of it, just like during the day. Yeah, but it's way over there and it's a big file, so I would have to take one of my external hard drives and plug it in and plug it back, but it's pretty good. I mean, I could go find it on YouTube, but well, guys, it's 11:20. Cash was one of the prisoners that was. Cash was in one of the prisons that Tommy was in as well. I didn't know that. Bye, Maramella. Thank you so much for coming by today. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate you. I'm just gonna check on.
Yeah, I'll check back in tomorrow if you don't mind, Judge. Because if he is going to be there for 600 days or whatever, or 60 days, not 600, but 60 days, yeah, then I'll see if they'll just go ahead and do the TRS, knowing that he's going to be in there that long. But if not, then I'll figure that out.
No, tomorrow.
Okay, great. Thank you, Judge.
Yeah.
Now, First Judge. Good afternoon, Judge. I'm here with Mr. Rivas. Ryan Rivas.
Okay.
One more
We have
case.
a bond violation report.
That computer just went off.
Come up,
There it
Mr.
goes.
Rivas.
Mr. Ribes. Ay.
Mr. Rivas also has a felony. That case was dismissed today, so we just have our misdemeanors now.
It's hot in this room right now. This guy looks like he's in trouble.
What am I supposed to do, Mr. Rivas? Over and over and over. I ordered you not to use any illegal substances, and yet it continues to happen.
See you later, alligator.
No, I mean, what? Felicia, when was the first test that we did on Mr. Rivas?
That's what he's gonna say. He goes with you.
My last test was a test I took.
Did you represent him on the aggravated assault?
No, I didn't, Judge. He was just appointed an attorney this morning up there, and the case was dismissed the same day that he was appointed an attorney. Who was the attorney appointed? Mr. Andrew Williams. Andrew Williams. But I'm sure you know what he's going to say. He said he was trying to explain to you that the marijuana was in his system from when he was arrested on January 22nd. Yeah.
Judge, the only test we have is from the 18th.
What day? You mean today?
No, the 18th, February 18th.
Okay, that's.
I just took a test last week. That was my first test.
You've been on bond in this case since September. Since September, you've known not to use any illegal substances. It's now February.
Hey,
What possible excuse could there be?
Cash.
There is no excuse, Judge, given that.
He has.
I'm going to be reaching out to him
with us. I mean, I've
That would be
continually
dope.
told you not to use.
I think one of those cases
good
was
work
possession
for
of
me.
marijuana. He said that's the day that he used, the day that he was arrested for possession of marijuana.
September 28th.
Yeah.
Sorry. Goes with you.
There
I
you
don't know
go.
what to tell you, Mr. Rivas, you're not getting it. I'm telling you, no using.
Can you give me another chance? My first test. This Friday I have a college for UTI, which I paid $200 for. I can show you proof. I have an email of UTI. I've been trying to change. I told her to do it upstairs too. I haven't smoked since I got out. I'm an ankle monitor. I haven't smoked since I got put in this ankle monitor, Judge. You can.
When you get that ankle monitor?
Ooh.
The day I got
If
released
he
from
comes
jail.
straight out of jail, I'm gonna be super impressed. I think he said he just signed up for school.
He checked in for the drug test on the 18th. He did state to us that it had been.
You cut the ankle monitor on the 18th? So you tell me you stopped smoking 2 days ago?
No.
Sorry, that's when he told us he had consumed marijuana in about 2 to 3 weeks from the 18th. And then the ankle.
So 2 to 3 weeks ago, you're telling me he says he stopped?
No, I stopped since I got out of jail.
January 22nd, Judge.
That's the day I stopped. I enrolled in college now, which I paid $200.
That was the last arrest because these cases were
If
different.
it's January 22nd, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks and 3 days, 4 days.
I don't know why he doesn't just piss
I
test
know I
him.
can change, Judge. I've been trying to better myself since I got put in this ankle monitor. I've been in jail. I don't want to be.
Yes, it's from January 27th or January 28th.
January what day? Exactly.
Life, man.
They entered it on the 28th, but I don't believe he got it until the, sorry, they entered it on the 27th. I don't believe he got it.
What was the absolute last day?
The day I got arrested for the aggravated for this charge, this case that I got dismissed, I was parked in the car. That's when it happened. That's the last time I
That's
smoked.
December 19th, I see as the date of arrest. Or you tell me the time you stopped was the time they put the ankle monitor on you?
So
Tell me, Mr. Clay.
the December 19th is when that felony was filed. He wasn't arrested on that felony until January 22nd. And he's
Okay.
saying that's the last time he smoked. When he got out on bond for that case was January 27th. He was given an ankle monitor as part of
Yes,
the
he was
felony
given an
release.
ankle monitor in the jail on the 27th.
And I haven't smoked ever since. I'm trying to change.
All right, then I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
calculated from the 27th and on to give you the benefit of the doubt. I will test you again 40 days from that day, 45 days. If I find that you test positive again for marijuana, it's not gonna go well for you. If you're lying to me, it's not gonna go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do not use.
Fought for his life and
Do
won.
not hang around with people who are using, because I don't
Good
give a
job,
rat's
buddy.
behind if you tell me you're in a car and everybody else is hotboxing it. I don't care.
Thank you,
Do
Kristen.
you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you're really working this hard to better your life, which is really commendable, right?
I just got a job. Now I just enrolled into UTI, which I had proof my Gmail, which is this Friday. I have a touring class and then I have in tour in the.
Then don't muck it up by hanging with the wrong people. I bet all the cases that you have now.
Good job, man.
You speak Spanish? Dime con quien andas, yo te digo quién eres. You understand? All right, Felicia, we know what it is. Okay? All right, Mr.
Thank you,
Clegg.
Judge.
All right, man. Make me proud. I'm not asking for much. Don't use, but don't put yourself into a position when you're hanging around with bad folk.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Judge, your fabulous coordinator in Cielo answered all the questions. He's working it on all, they do have a felony T reschedule and I'm trying to move it up once it has to be, so we're good.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Michael Fan, come on.
If he would,
GH 8 and 9.
sorry, hold on, guys.
Come on up, Mr. Gunny. Man, 12:30 already? Mr. Gunny, you're charged with driving while intoxicated.
If he
It's
wouldn't have,
elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you were facing up to a
kept
year in
fighting
jail
for his
and
life, he'd be in jail right now.
It's actually
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I think what stopped the judge is when he said, "Judge, I can prove it. I just enrolled in school." You know, and the judge is like, "Okay, well, let me hear what you got to say, dude." And then, yeah, he went from there. But that was cool, man. Good for him. But, you know, we'll be watching this all the time. Watch in a few days or like a week or 2 weeks from now or whenever. We're all going to be watching it just like this, talking shit about whatever. And play that, and we're gonna see old boy come right up. You know, I'm sorry, Judge, man. I was at school and someone offered me to hit off a joint, and you know, I just thought, you know, what's one hit? You know, I didn't think anything bad would come of it. Then you did a random UA, and now I'm here. And judges be like, I told you. that happens 100 times, 100 times a week. So we're in for some good stuff. We'll be. I record him every day, so every once in a while we'll just kind of attach that computer to the live stream and see what's up. Well, guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out today. Sorry Tommy wasn't here. We'll see what's going on this week. I'll have more information. You guys might get more. You guys might hear more information about it than me if he does something on the lifeboat. Let me check my text to see if he said. I got nothing. So again, love you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. This is the Morning Mayhem Show.